I feel old. I honestly feel old when I'm on that app. Like everybody's like doing this crazy stuff and I'm like, yeah, save a good old $2. Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be doing a review of the Colourpop Dark Blooms Collection. So I am going to be doing 3 separate tutorials. One look using each individual color bundle, and then I'm going to be also talking about each, bundle, whether I thought they were, the colors meshed well together, the quality, was it there, and my final opinion on the entire collection as a whole. So the entire bundle comes with the 3 kind of bundles. So you can buy the whole Dark Blooms collection for $110, which has a $120 value. That is in US pricing. And then, as I mentioned, you can buy each bundle separately. So that would mean that you would get 1 eyeshadow, 1 blush, and a lip duo, which is one of their lip velvets, and one of their lip glosses. You can also buy the eyeshadow palettes, the blushes, and even just the individual lip products separately. So it's very easy, if you watched my video today or maybe somebody else's review of this collection, or maybe even just looking online at the collection, if you see, oh, I really like that blush, but I don't want all the other stuff, you can just buy the blush, which is really nice. So when you go under sets and bundles on Colourpop, you will have to scroll down because, as per usual, Colourpop has come out with like, what, now 2 different launches? By the time I received this package, there was like 2 new launches. So when you scroll down a little while, you can get, as I mentioned, the whole collection. You then can get, it's called the Bono Fresco, which has all 3 eyeshadow palettes for $40, which is a $42 value. Save a good old $2. So then you can buy the trios for $38, which is a $40 value. And then you can buy the lip duos for $15. Then you can buy everything separately as well. So let's get down to it. So the first look that I did, I used the Illusions of Grandeur kit set, which is probably the most neutral set. It has the Grandeur eyeshadow palette, which, if you take a close-up look, is very brown based and gold, which, honestly, looking at this palette compared to all 3 is like up my alley. I love browns, I love neutral, I love gold, champagne. It has a little bit of like a cooler tone here in the bottom. This is actually almost like a bluey silver shift, which is cool. So I think this palette is very, well laid out. The color scheme's very beautiful, and I was like very interested in this one specifically. So the blush that comes with this collection is called Chase, and it's a pretty light blush, but it is very like almost orangey peachy. So that kind of, it's not very neutral. Like, I'd say it's very warm. Like it goes on pretty like orange, kind of peach. It's very peach. That would be just how I would describe it. Looking at it in the pan, I was kind of like, I'm not very into orange, even though I am, like, I don't mind a bit of an orangey shade on my eyes, but for my cheeks, not really my thing. But I actually was pleasantly surprised. It went on beautifully, and it didn't have too much orange. There was enough pink in it that it really pulled through as a beautiful, like, peachy flush. It was a lighter blush, but you could build it. It's pigmented and it does blend really well. It's not patchy, it's silky, it's smooth. I really love Colourpop's blushes. They're very, very good, and they are reasonably priced. If you just wanted to buy one of the blushes from this collection, they're very, very good. So I was really happy with that as well. And then the last part of the bundle was the lip duo. So when I looked at this stuff on my drugstore holiday collection launch, which, by the way, I was wrong. This is not the holiday collection. I definitely thought it was because it was like around the time where holiday collections launch. But there's been, like, as I mentioned, 2 more collections launched. So I don't know if it was supposed to be the fall collection, but either way, we're here. In that video, I said that I loved their liquid lipsticks. Their Luxe liquid lipsticks are super thin and very, very comfortable, very lightweight. You barely notice they're there. And a lot of liquid lipsticks kind of feel thick. And I like when liquid lipsticks have a bit of a moussey texture sometimes, because they can be a little bit more hydrating and not as drying. But I really liked the Luxe liquid lipstick that I tried from the Milan collection, because it was so thin and so like lightweight, as I mentioned, and it didn't dry my lips out. Now, this is their Luxe Velvet. So the idea of this is it's a little bit more of a diffused look. It's not as like matte. I think it's supposed to have a bit of a creamier texture. It's that velvety texture. So it is a bit thicker. I personally like their actual liquid lipstick better. They're just plain liquid lipstick. I don't know if they've changed their formula, if this is their new formula. If it is, I do like their old one better, but it actually goes on really well. It's just a little bit thicker, so you kind of have, you get a lot on the applicator, so you have to just be careful because it does go on kind of thick, and you just have to make sure that you're kind of evening it out. Once it's on, it's really beautiful. It's not the longest wearing liquid lipstick because it's that velvety, moussey texture, but they're really, really pretty. They last a decent amount of time, and I mean, I did put gloss on, which sometimes can break them down a little bit quicker, so they might last longer if you use them on their own. Then the gloss, a nude, kind of peachy gloss, but it has a beautiful golden sparkle to it. I love their glosses as well. They're not sticky, and they're not anything super fancy, but they're not sticky. They're beautiful glosses, and I really, really just liked the duo that they have in this whole little bundle here. So this bundle probably was one of my favorite out of the three. I was really impressed with everything. They have a good mixture of textures and color in this collection. It's pretty neutral, so I think a lot of people would like it. The blush, as I mentioned, was pretty warm. So if you like a cooler toned blush, stay tuned for the next bundle, but still very beautiful. And kind of, I was pleasantly surprised because I was maybe the least interested in that blush, despite the fact that I was most interested in the palette, but it really pulled through, and it was really, really beautiful. A more like natural flush, which was really nice. And then, as I mentioned, loved the duo. So I'm gonna have the little tutorial with this bundle come up next, and then we'll move on to the next bundle. next collection was Go For Baroque. And this is the very, very cool toned collection. This one, I will be honest with you, was actually my least favorite collection, which is surprising because typically, and especially in the past, cool tone was my jam. Like I was very neutral to cool. Now I've very much so widened my horizons. No, but I've really expanded what I enjoy and kind of played around with more warm tone stuff, and I've been really enjoying it, as you can see in today's look. This is the last collection that I'll go over. But this one, actually, there was a reason it was my least favorite. So all of the shades were very stunning in terms of formula. I think they, again, had a good mixture of textures. There's a few metallics, a couple duochromes. There's quite a few sequins. Then there's 4 good, you know, mattes. And it is described as a navy set. I'm not saying that, you know, it's advertised wrong. I just personally am not a huge fan of blue, so I felt like I wished there was a little bit more variety, like maybe a few shades that were just not blue. Like even this gray here had a very blue undertone. Even this gray here had blue undertones. And then this shade here definitely was blue. It was navy, which I don't mind. Like if you're advertising it as a navy palette, you obviously want to have navy shades. But even like the 3 shades in the middle row came off very blue. I just felt like it was a blue, blue, blue palette, and I would have liked to see a little bit of differing shades in there. That being said, Lounge right here, I swatched it on my hand right there. It is not super blue. It almost has a bit more of a purple undertone. I think if I had have used that instead of this, I maybe would have liked it better. So I'm not writing this off. I just am saying that it's not, it was probably my least favorite of the 3. I'm not into like blue eyeshadow all the time, so it was not my favorite. And then the only other thing I wanted to say was these 2 shades are the lightest shades, and they are the duochromes. So these are the ones you would want to pop on the lid to brighten it up. I just didn't feel like they were bright. Like, it is a duochrome, so it's supposed to like not be bright in all lighting, and then you hit the light and it's like bam. But it's just, it had kind of a blue shift, this blue silvery shift. So then there's more blue. And then this one here, Noble, is again very, you know, blue and not very bright. So I just felt like I wasn't able to brighten the look up, and it kind of seemed a little bit dull to me. But that being said, I don't think these shades and the shadows formula wise, they were good. Like for a duochrome, those are stunning. They're pretty unique, so I did like that. I just wish there was even just 1 shade in there to brighten it up a bit, like have a champagne or like anything to just brighten even just the inner corner. Like I don't mind having a smoky palette, and this is pretty smoky, so if you're into like really cool navy smoky eyes, this is for you. But I personally, this just wasn't my favorite color scheme. Then the blush was a very kind of rosy tone, which is so stunning. I was really happy with the blush, and I honestly, as I mentioned before, love Colourpop's blush. So I thought that for a cool tone palette, this was totally a great color match, because it's a very cool toned berry kind of rosy shade. You don't see a ton of warmth in this shade, which is perfect for a cool tone bundle. And then the lip duo, again, same formulas, so Velvet and Gloss. I really liked these as well. They matched the blush really well. A very nice berry, more rosy tone, but cool rosy tone. And then a nice kind of light rosy pink, but they're not super pigmented, so which I kind of like, because when you have a pigmented lip product, you kind of sometimes want a more sheer just wash of color in the center to brighten it up, and that's exactly what these duos did. I really, really enjoyed this duo as well. So I will have the tutorial in 2 seconds, and I will see you in a minute for the last one. So now we have the last bundle, which I have applied today. So this one is the Ornate Taste. And keep in mind, I'm reviewing these as each bundle, but keep in mind you can purchase things separately. So if you look at, for example, the Grandeur eyeshadow palette and you think, I love that, but then you think maybe I'd like the more cool tone blush, you can mix and match and do whatever you want. You can just buy one individual thing. So keep that in mind when you're watching today's video. If you're interested in this collection, you don't have to buy anything as bundles. You can purchase them separately. You just would have to look under eyeshadow palettes, under lip products, under, you know what I mean. Or you can go into, on Colourpop, into the bundle, and then you can, it will say what's included, and then you can click on them as separate things to purchase them separately, which is kind of nice. They do make it pretty easy on the website to do what you want to do and buy what you want to buy. So then the last one is Ornate Taste, which comes with the Ornate eyeshadow palette. Very, very warm toned. So you see a lot of yellow, a lot of red, a lot of orange. Which it's a warm toned bundle. So I felt like the first one that we talked about was pretty neutral, except for the blush, but pretty neutral. Then very cool for the Baroque, and then for the Ornate, very warm. So I kind of like that they did have one for each undertone, and then, you know, hopefully everybody would find something that they like. So this one is, I actually really like this bundle. Probably just as much as the Grandeur one. And as I mentioned, I'm really into warm lately, which is surprising me, but actually it's exciting. I like to be able to find things that are new to me that I'm enjoying, that I maybe used to be like, oh, I'm not putting orange eyeshadow on. Now I'm like, sure, this is nice. So it is nice to look at this palette and be like, oh, I'm excited about it. So I really actually loved this. I felt like these shadows just blended out so nicely. I mean, they all did, but for some reason, man, this one, everything just blended perfectly together. It's very, colors go perfectly hand in hand together. This palette actually screams fall to me. So, I mean, I know it's not fall anymore, but you could pick this up for next fall. Or if you, I mean, who cares? You can do whatever you want all year round. I would do this. You could even probably like create a bit of a holiday look too. Like there's enough red in this palette and kind of golden hues in this palette that you really could create some holiday looks as well. So I really liked this eyeshadow as well. I felt like it was honestly really good quality. Color scheme was super stunning, and if you are into warm eyeshadow, I think you will love this. It's really beautiful, and this is honestly something I would reach for all the time. I'm really excited about this one. And then the blush is pretty warm toned blush. It's almost like it's kind of almost terracotta-y. It's actually very flattering. It has a lot of warmth in it, but it's not like orange. It's pretty warm toned. I would say if you're really into cool tone blush, I would get the one from the cool toned bundle, the Baroque bundle, because the other two are warm. This is much, you know, kind of richer, a bit darker blush and a little bit more like terracotta, and then the other one was very peach. So I actually really liked all three blushes. As I said, I'm neutral, so I'm very lucky that I can kind of work with a lot of different colors. And then the lip duo, again, same formulas. I obviously have it on today, and it is a little bit more it's like a very warm rosy pink. With a bit more orangey undertones, but still pretty rosy. Like it actually matches the blush really well. I really think that Colourpop did a great job matching the blush and the lip duos, which I personally like to do as well. And then the gloss, again, kind of similar color, but more sheer, glossy, obviously, with a bit of a gold shimmer again. So really stunning glosses. Like I have this one on today, so I'll just pop a little more on for you guys to really see. A little bit more orangey. There's a lot more orange and red and yellow undertones in this last bundle. So very warm. If you're into warm, this bundle is for you. It is stunning, and I really liked the whole bundle. There's nothing really that I felt formula-wise was a fail. I just felt like color scheme-wise, the Baroque eyeshadow palette was my least favorite. And that's basically my opinion on the whole entire collection. So now I'm going to pop up on the screen here the last tutorial of how I created this look. Keep watching for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this kind of style of video, give this video a thumbs up so I know you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, ring the bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. I also was doing a little bit of a sneak peek type of thing on TikTok. I'm kind of dipping my toes in TikTok. I'm not the best at it yet. Still kind of getting the hang of it. I feel old. I honestly feel old when I'm on that app. Like everybody's like doing this crazy stuff and I'm like, yeah. If you want to see any, you know, content on there, I have all my social media linked below in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.